Everything you hear about Canada is true. Everything you heard about Canada is true. You remember this video? Yes, that was me. 2 weeks into my arrival in the UK, I got a job in my field, a job that was paying me so well, a job that I advanced in my career in. It was everything. Now, fast forward to Canada. 1 year in took my arrival in Canada, and I am yet to get a job. You are right. It's not funny, but I'm laughing. And this experience is not peculiar to just me. I've spoken to lots of people. I do a lot of live sessions on TikTok where we come together, rant about job search, in fact, do some referrals. People come on there to, talk about their companies. If companies are referring, we do like resume reviews and all that stuff. And for someone like me, that had a great job in my home country, Nigeria, moved, to the UK, another continent, and I got a job in 2 weeks. When I was coming to Canada, I was certain that, this would not be my story, but here I am. So in this video, really, I'm just going to be talking about my job search journey. I'll be talking about, my next steps. I intend to make this a series, so you should sit back, enjoy with me. Let's, discuss this together. I'm sure you pick a thing or two, so you should actually already be subscribing to my channel and turning on your post notification bell. I equally intend to deep dive, for people that looking to migrating to Canada in 2025. Is this the right time to migrate? And what you can do to stay ahead of, all this, in your migration or in your relocation to Canada. So if this all sounds like, definitely something you're interested in, let's just sit back, grab your popcorn, and let's talk about 1 year with no job in Canada. For someone like me, while I was coming into Canada, I was really very strategic. If I would say so myself, I am someone to, put things together, plan properly, not just up on the bandwagon. And I believe that was what I did when we were coming to Canada. If you've been following me on this channel, you will know that, we didn't just up and leave the UK. In fact, when we left the UK, we still have 2 years on our visa because we literally just renewed our graduate visa when we left. And, so it wasn't we're in a hurry to leave or something was pursuing us and all that bit. So we felt it was more strategic as at the time we left. And I would say the week we arrived, my husband got a job. I was getting interviews. I had interviews with a couple of the large 5 banks in Canada, for those who know. And, everything was already seeming very smooth and rosy. But because at the time I was pregnant, right? And, due to deliver, it just didn't feel like the right time. So even though I was getting these interviews, I was letting them know I wasn't available yet. My availability was going to be a while. Now, that was mistake number 1. For me, I just felt like I would rather be upfront with these people that I can't resume now and all that bit. Rather, probably I should have just pushed that to say, or probably my notice period, was different, or at least seen it through. Maybe get to the point of doing a physical interview, for instance, or even getting an offer. But cause I just felt like I didn't want to be pressured into getting back to work. I still had my work in the UK because I was on maternity leave and I still had a visa anyway. So I could always resume back and go back into the UK if that was my decision. So I think all this just made me, call that short. And I was just, once I get the HR interview or the calls, I just let them know that I'm not available immediately. My availability was going to be a while. And then I had my baby and I felt like, okay, you know what? Even though I wasn't ready to get back to work yet, let me put my CV back out, at least sample the market. That silence, now that was it. And for someone that I would say, I know how to leverage AI, help people optimize their resume, help people do all that. So, initially, because I was getting calls before I stopped putting out my resume, so I just felt like, okay, with that resume that I still had, I would get calls like this. So I initially even stalled, and when I felt I was ready, in fact, I was very picky. That's another mistake you shouldn't make. If you're looking for a job, don't be picky. See, particularly if you're a new immigrant, see, there is this silent rule called the Canadian experience that Canadian employers look out for. So you need that experience on your resume. And in fact, lots of people go all out for it. Like some people do internship, unpaid internship. People do co-ops if they are international students. People volunteer to get this, Canada experience or Canadian experience on their resume. So, don't be picky with the kind of, oh, I have, this is what my dream job looks like, so that is what I want to go out for. That's the only one I'll prepare for, because that was what I was doing. So I will see, some roles. I'll be like, this one, maybe I don't even really want it. So I can just apply, use general random CV. My dears, don't be like me. These are my own lessons learned. Don't apply to every job with the same resume, because I was looking out for jobs that I feel like, this is the kind of company I want to work with. I put in the work. I put out, leverage every tool, optimize the resume, like check. Why jobs I just feel like, I can manage it, or maybe I look at salaries, not all that, now. I look at salary, but I'm like, okay, this one, okay, now I have like general resume, this general, if you're a salesperson, for instance, you have like general sales resume. I have that kind of general. So I just put little effort, in optimizing the resume to the job description. If you want a video on how to optimize your resume, you can drop in the comment section, let me know, and I will do a video like that. Or we can actually even have like a live session where like we sit down to like review resumes and see what we can optimize. Probably I can even bring, a more professional person, like a talent acquisition person in an organization here in Canada, or that can really sit down and we do that review together. So if you want something like that, make sure you drop a comment requesting for that video, and I will definitely make that happen. Let me explain how the Canada job market works. So I'm sure a lot of people, on this channel, you might have heard that, there's no job in Canada, there's no job in Canada. Now let me make you understand the reason why that seems to be the reality. Is it true? Yes, because see, I'm telling you my own story now. It's true, but the reason is because, prior to now, right, when express entry was still easier, should I say maybe some 5 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, when express entry was still easier, the cutoff was like 430, 440, something like that, or 460. Then with like standard, a BSc or max 2 or more certificates, you would get those cutoff. Regular BSc, 3 years experience. Like people were really just doing the barest minimum in the express entry pool to get the points that would get them an IT. So there was no maximize your express entry score and all these things that we have now. So the scores were still a lot milder. I know a couple of people that even though they were married or they were coming in with their partners, it was only one of them that did the language test and everything. So at the time it was a lot easier. And so with a BSc that was coming into the country, the partner said maybe BSc or nothing much, and they got their IT and came into the country. So it wasn't a lot. But right now, beyond unemployment in Canada is one deadly thing again called underemployment. Like it is a lot in Canada. Like I was telling you in my story where I was applying for jobs, sometimes just seeing the salary scale and I'm just like, this one for someone with what I was earning in the UK, I converted it, then add premium, because of course now, I might go to leave, you can come and take a lesser role or lesser pay. So to me, so I had like this salary band in my head. And when you will see job, for me that I'm a finance person now, for instance, you can see a job, they claim they want 2 years experience, but they want someone that has like a CFA charter, and they now want to pay maybe 70,000. And I'm like, so if I bring CFA to you people, and I say I want to collect 70,000, you self as this company or as the HR, you give me that, like, it was insane. Like, it is insane, right? So even beyond the unemployment is the underemployment, and that is because now, as I was speaking to the expert entry, now people are maximizing their scores in the pool. And in fact, I have a video about how to maximize your score in the expert entry pool as well. If you still want to watch it, I'll link it up here. So people are really like, doing everything that needs to be done. Do your MSc, do your PhD, your partner has an MSc, do all those extra certifications that might give you, or learn French and everything. So these are the quality of people that are coming into the country, people that have like highest level of certifications and more years of experience and everything, particularly because some of them have been in the pool for a while, and they've grown or increased or improved themselves in the pool. Some maybe entered the pool while they still had their BSc, they've had masters now, they've added French language now, so they've grown in the pool, right? And these people get ITAs, they get provincial nominations and come into the country to compete for jobs. So Canada, like right now, is not even favoring job seekers. Like, if you stay with me on this series, I'm going to be dropping like nuggets, things that will help you stay ahead. You definitely do not even just want to miss this series, right? So that is the kind or the caliber of people that come into the Canada. And the shocking part of this now is that most employers do not understand this. So most employers know that people are coming into the country, but they are still benchmarking it, like, until I see like a Canadian company has taken a risk on you, I am not going to take a risk on you. It's funny, right? It's very ironic because you don't want to take a risk. You want someone else to take a risk. That's what you call Canadian experience. I can't have the experience except I've worked with a Canadian company. And if no company is giving me, the opportunity, then how is that going to happen, right? So most of them don't really believe that maybe your BSc that you're bringing is the same as theirs here, or your years of experience, the 10 years you wrote on your CV, they don't really see it as 10 years here. They still want you to have this year experience before you can really like marry it together. So which is why most people come into the country after they've looked for a job for like the number of years that, or months that they can allow, or that their proof of fund can allow, they start taking. So someone that has 10 years experience is seeing this 2 years experience job that I just said. And they say it's from 2 years. They did not say maximum of 2 years. So the same way you have 2 years, there's someone that has 5 years, there's someone that has 7 years. All of you are competing for this 70K job, or 80K or 100K, whatever. And because the advice out there, which is valid, if I must say, is, everybody just tell you start from somewhere. Like I just said, like I just alluded to again, that, you need that Canadian experience. You need to at least be earning something and all that. Particularly if you are like from my home country, Nigeria, the exchange rate is not even smiling. So you want to start earning something like as soon as possible. So a lot of people, advise you to just start from somewhere. And by the time you're starting from somewhere, you are taking this type of job. So before you know it, like, people with these very high qualifications are competing with you, that maybe your qualification is not as high, or even might be as high, but you also need to like stand out. That is the reason for resume optimization and, how to use AI and all that stuff, which I'm going to be talking to. If you want that video, like I said, drop it in the comments. So imagine someone that is now being picky with everything I just explained. You are now still selecting, I want this one, I don't want this one, where there is someone else that is like literally applying to everything. So if you're looking for a job, don't be picky. Looking for a job or getting a job or finding a job, particularly in Canada, is a full-time job itself. You need to devote time. You need to devote efforts. Like, you literally have to be ready. I know there are some people that help you find jobs, and that's why it is very expensive, because except you just want them to tell you they've applied for 50 jobs, like, if they really want to, like, help you do the work, it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of money, which is why it's advisable, do the work by yourself. Understand how these things work and put in the work so that you yourself will be able to, like, racking the numbers of application. You hear people that say they apply for 1,000 jobs. They apply for, if I tell the number of jobs we even apply for. In fact, I lost count. I have like an Excel sheet. I'll show you. I'll just show you the title. I have an Excel sheet I used to track, because, another thing I was trying to do, like I said, because I was being particular about companies, so I would like list the company, then copy the job description, because sometimes when they call you, you haven't forgotten the job you applied to. You haven't forgotten the type of resume that you used. So I'll copy the job description, I'll put it, then the title of the resume that I used. When you're optimizing resume now, you will see Adiola CV1, Adiola resume CV, Adiola resume CV, just like that. So, like, it's just a lot of things. Of course, when you're sharing it with the hiring manager, you label it properly, right? When you're attaching it. But, for identification purpose, before I put it, like, after I've attached it and sent it, I want to take it out from my desktop and put it in the file that I tag resume. So doing that, I just tag it and say, okay. So when I want to refer to the job, maybe for HR call or something, I go to that exact resume. So I know what I said I do. What I said I do. And because, like, if you're also like, if you are, maybe even if it's management level role, or depending, like if you are one that you work in, and you work in a role that is quite flexible. In fact, everybody I think works in a role that is quite flexible. So maybe, for instance, if you are an architect, you might, or if you're a project manager, for instance, you might apply for maybe product manager role. You might apply for maybe construction project manager or something. It's still project management, but they have like different titles, and you might want to tweak a thing here or two. So you want to know the actual CV that you use for that role. So I always had like keep those things, and I was keeping track of that until the point I was just like, this is not going to work, because to write in the numbers, at times I've applied for like a number of them. I can't even remember the one I want to copy and put in the Excel sheet anymore. So I just lost count. But you also want to like try to keep track. It helps you get ahead, and even like throughout the interview process, because some people will not share the job description anymore. Some people, the call can like, catch you unawares. Like before you're now searching your browser history to see the one you apply for, time don't go, the HR call are finished. So you want to like, have that ready. So when you see, it's Scotia, you know where to, okay, this is the jobs I've applied to in Scotia, and you filter for the role and all those kind of things. So you also want to like stay ahead. If you've ever searched for a job before, please share your experience in the comments, because it was not even funny. At the time where I lost count, like, at times I just check out. Like, it can take like maybe 3 days. I'm not even applying because I'm just overwhelmed. Like, there's a lot of things to do. And at this time, I was still on mat leave in the UK. So it felt like, I wasn't under pressure, but yes, I was under pressure, because now my family is here. I don't want to go back to the UK to resume work, and mat leave was counting down, because I resumed maternity leave early, right? Because I was coming to Canada. So mat leave was, winding down. The pressure was beginning to set in, and it was just a lot of pressure. Like, that mental load. People are going out to have fun, and you're like, what's kilo do me? Like, why should I be going out? I should be seated, searching for jobs, right? So it was really it took a lot of, it was a lot, really. It was, oh God, it's overwhelming. It's just a lot of things at the same time. This job market in this Canada, if you don't know, you don't. Ask your Yoruba friends, they'll tell you. So I now came here. People are now doing me anyhow. Hey, God. But the experience, really, I'm laughing now, but it wasn't anything funny. In fact, there was a time on TikTok that I saw a lady in Canada that she did a video how she was going into offices in downtown to like drop her resume physically. Like, she was doing physical dropping of resume. That's how bad it is. And in fact, I was speaking to one talent acquisition manager, and I was even talking about how sometimes I try to like rack up application numbers later when I was already pressured. Now I try to rack up application numbers by doing like easy apply on LinkedIn, and she was like, at times they don't even get to easy apply, because even referrals alone, or at times they just post the job and in 1 hour, they have 100 of applications, and they're like, and this LinkedIn is just one route. People are still going on their website to apply. People are still referring people. So they have like loads of applications to go through. And see, I know ATS optimization. Like I said, I do this. I advise people, put it out there, but at times ATS, before you are doing your own ATS optimized resume, they're already interviewing people because they got referrals. Some is even internal posting. Yay! That's in the pain. Let me just you. A friend of mine did referral for me in our company for a role, right? And we had sat down. In fact, after I optimized it, I sent it to her. She was still like, only for her to like, okay, yeah, she sent me referral and everything. So she was still like, she knows the team, someone in the team that they are recruiting for, right? That she will just try and at least see if she can at least talk to the person just to sample, their ideas of what the person in the previous role used to be like, it's like something that they might just be looking for, right? And she just went and came back and was like, they've already started they started interview for those that applied internally. And I'm like, they've not even got it to us. They've not even got it to us that optimize or did not optimize. You're already interviewing. So you will see that sometime, by the time you just applied, at times the HR this thing, they will just call you to say they've called. At times they will not call anybody. They will just send all of your email that they filled internally. And at times, in fact, some companies are badly behaved. They will not even get back to you. What I just wanted to point out is that Canada is not funny anymore in 2025. So aside from doing everything legal and right to come into the country, express entry, of course, is not what it used to be. So you don't even just want to sit down on the express entry fence and say that's all you're trying to do. That's if you're still, you're not yet in Canada, you're planning to come into Canada. There are lots of other routes, particularly the business route, coming in as an entrepreneur or buying a business or something. I'll speak more to that in this series. So you really want to stick around so that and it's not expensive. It's like, see, before you are just like, everybody's saying this thing, calm down and see the one that you can even, use your proof of fund for. Like, so just be calming down, chill. Wall up, right? I'm not here. I'm here for you. I'm not here against you. So you might also want to look at that. People in express entry pool right now, if you see the number of people, I think the last time I checked was in March. I think as of March 16 thereabouts, and there were over 230,000 people in the express entry pool. And in fact, I think the number of people that even have over 500 score was maybe over 25,000. That was still as at March 16. And we pay, like, if I see that data, the one at March 16 and whatever the current data is, I'll put that like side by side just so you can see what I'm talking about. So if the government will just even do draw for only the people above 500 alone with the normal 3,000, 5,000 that they used to pick, and they want to pick 25,000 people first. You know how many draws they will first do? General draws. Or now add the fact that there's provincial nomination is not being dished out anyhow, knowing that even that number in the pool is increasing every day. So whatever the statistics is showing is going to be as at a particular date. Do you know the number of people that would have entered? So if you really still want to come to Canada, you need to change your strategy. And that is more to what I'm still going to be talking to in this series. So just turn on your post notification bell as to how to, optimize that. Watch the video I mentioned earlier. If you have not even optimized your express entry pool to where it should be, you want to also do that. And if you're in the country as well, and you, like me, you're still looking for a job, you also need to change your strategy. And now I can come out and smile. I will tell you everything I did and how I maximized, this time and everything I've done, like to get to where I am now. I will let you know in subsequent videos. So if you're also in Canada, even if you already have a job or you do not have a job or you are in between jobs or whatever it is that your case may be, I tell you, pick a thing or two from this series. So see, sincerely, just stay back. stay on this channel. Now, if you're also trying to make a decision about your coming to Canada, I would say first things first, be strategic. Don't just come. Don't just pack your bags and leave. As much as, coming to the Canada, the excitement is doing you, I would say like you have already scaled the order. The difficult part is done because you already have like maybe your COPR, or if you're a student, you already have like your student visa and everything. So like the difficult part is done. It is now more to being strategic so that when you get into the country, you're going to be landing on both feet. In fact, you're going to be running when you arrive and not just even sitting around. So one, be strategic. Know that what you heard about Canada is true and you need to stay ahead of the game. Your proof of fund is not a joke. Like you really need that money. So ensure that you have it and it's not a fluke. Whatever it is that you did to show as proof of fund that passed you, you actually need to have the actual money when you come here, because you might get a job in a week, like my husband, or you might get a job in a year and you still need to have your money handy. So really, your proof of fund is important. Also, Canada is expensive. Cost of living is high. So you want to ensure that you are properly prepared to have your money handy. If you can even go to, less expensive provinces, I would advise that you do that. You can avoid the likes of Vancouver, the likes of Ontario, the likes of British Columbia is the province. You can avoid that. You can avoid the likes of Ontario. They are quite on the high side, and look at, maybe Edmonton in Alberta, those kind of provinces that are still quite affordable. You can want to look at that as well. You can also want to start planning early. Start searching for job from like your home country before you arrive into Canada. If you're an international student, hey, in fact, come closer, because I have lots of things for you that you can use to stay ahead. Start looking at internships, start looking at volunteering, ensure that you are racking in your Canadian experience before you come into the before you are there at the point of needing a job. So ensure that you apply early, attend those interviews. If you see like a settlement organization that can help you settle into the country, take advantage. There are paid settlement organizations. There are free ones as well. The paid ones might be more personalized. Those ones you're paying them money now, so they will hold you and they will really like want to help go the extra mile. But the free one as well, you can also take advantage. If you know French or you're learning French, know that it goes beyond using it to stay ahead or get your ITA through the French immigration pathway. In case you don't know that there's a pathway like that, now I'm telling you. So in case you're also like, learning French as well, take it seriously, because French also helps you stay ahead in the job market. There are jobs that are looking for those that are bilingual, There are jobs like there is a particular province now, Quebec or Montreal, that I couldn't even put in an application because 90% of the roles will tell you that they want someone that can speak French, and maybe 5% will tell you French is an added advantage, and it's maybe just 5 that will tell you don't need French or just English. So if you have like French language, it also means that you are able to search like Canada wide, as against some select provinces that you'll not be able to search. So that is also another thing you also want to take note of. Like pray. If you're someone spiritual, let God lead you, let God direct you. He definitely, makes all things beautiful in his own time. Apply to as many jobs as possible. Leverage your network. Get referrals as much as you can. Like, don't say, I don't want this so-and-so person to know I'm looking for a job. See, he's not here. He's not here. See, leave that mentality where you're coming from. Like, let them refer you. In fact, if they can share their own CV that they use to get that job with you, let them share it so that you see maybe the company likes a particular structure or something. You'll be able to also leverage that. Like I tell you, see, just stay to this channel and let me know if you want that like job search resume video. I am going to do it and really sit down and show you like tricks and tips that can really work in your job search. But don't make mistakes that I made, and apply to as many as possible. Speak to as many people. Reach out. Go to like networking events of your profession. Like do as many as possible. Leverage also settlement organizations that can also help you with all these things. And what else? So with all these things, then you can now decide if you want to come to Canada, and if you are coming, you know how to tighten your belt, when you are coming into the country. So till I see you in my next video, I hope you find this video helpful, and I hope you learn from me, and see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.